This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. NFC North title hopes done. Packers playoff hopes still very much alive. They will be on the road in the wild card round. The Packers fall 41-24 Saturday night at Lambeau Field to the Baltimore Ravens. Malik Willis, nice night, left with an injury in the second half. Derrick Henry, 4 rushing touchdowns. You know what happened there. After the results yesterday, the Green Bay Packers will be the 7th seed in the NFL playoffs. In the NFC, they will likely play the Chicago Bears or the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card round. Scheduling note, Packers-Vikings in Week 18 to close out the regular season, set for a noon kickoff coming up on Sunday afternoon. No word yet on how many of the starters will play for the Packers in that game. Lots to react to from Saturday night's loss and what the playoff outlook looks like for the Packers, and it starts with Wilde and Tausch coming up right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Monday edition. I think it's Monday. I think we're on a normal week, finally. Sunday at noon for the Clayton Tune Show. Name that tune. Edition. I need Tausch's help with something. Well, I need Tausch's help with a lot of things, including getting my connection ready this morning. Apparently stuck in an endless loop edition. Yeah. And how concerned are you? Because apparently Vegas, not as concerned. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable, complete with royalty-free music, ESPN Wisconsin app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. And from his undisclosed location, I did not get to catch his opening statement on Green Bay game night. So I was too busy being stunned by the 307 rushing yards Jeff Hafley's crew gave up. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Good weekend. Having a fun weekend. Got a couple fun days planned here. And so I will say this. My opening statement on Saturday night was this. I never saw that coming.
Mm-hmm. Me either.
I didn't think we'd lose to Baltimore with a backup quarterback. I anticipated Malik Willis playing well. I didn't anticipate him playing that well. And I actually feel kind of bad that the storyline and everything all that night should have been a glazing of Malik, and instead you can still glaze him, but it was this reminded me of some of the Joe Barry defenses. That's what it reminded me of. And you can say what you want about it. I never thought that we would see what we saw Saturday night up at Lambeau. And Derrick Henry's a heck of a player, but
Hall of Famer.
That alone, I was bummed. But about midway through the postgame show, I was already kind of like, "How the hell with it? Let's just get on to Chicago." And it might be Philly. I would doubt it watching Detroit play. But I was just talking to one of the Academy members before I jumped on here, and the NFL, you don't know, Detroit could go guns blazing next week, score a bunch of points, and beat Chicago.
Yeah.
We don't know. I can assure you, at least I hope, that the Green Bay Packers aren't going to give up 40 points to the Minnesota Vikings with Brosner or whatever, Pierce Brosnan, whoever's quarterbacking them.
Pierce
Brosnan. So I don't – that part, and what I'm most disappointed about is this team had a legitimate shot of still winning the North and getting a 2 or a 3 seed. I'm not – you're going to have – and the NFL is such a fickle season. We have not had a clunker of clunkers where we got run out the gym. Every year we have 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. There wasn't any. Every loss we had was Cleveland, a bad pick, a bad decision. Carolina, whatever you want to say. We didn't play great, but it wasn't like somebody came in and trucked us. Every game, we wait until there, and I'm just curious. And now that I'm been in the hockey world for a long time, let me throw this at you, and you tell me what you think. In the hockey world, if you have a stud goalie, and then you bring in your backup to play, sometimes the intensity level of your team drops. Now, Malik Willis is no slouch. He is a backup. He's a good player. He's not Jordan Love. And I don't want to get, we can get into the conversation that I heard one of your brethren ask yesterday, which I think is absurd. He basically might as well just be one of our callers, one of our fans calling in, and I had to snuff Homer out. I told Homer, I ain't doing this. You go with Ellerson and Wilde on the postgame. If you want to have that discussion, I ain't part of it. But there's a little drop when sometimes if you end up deciding to pitch somebody or you put a backup goalie in, everybody else kind of just looks. The coaches are sending a message. Jordan Love, now I know he didn't clear protocol. There's different people have different opinions on it. I'm not going to go there either. But there is
a lot of places you're not going this morning.
There's sometimes in this whole deal where you get a message, even if it's a bit subliminal, and it lingers. And the Packers started off as bad as I've seen them. That was bad. And they never could recover. And the damn shame of it is they would be in a great position to sew up and win a division. And if they do that, I'm still delusional enough to think they can go down to Chicago and beat them. Mm-hmm. So is Vegas. Mm-hmm. So is a lot of people. But if they could have landed in that 2 or 3 slot, this whole thing is wide. 7 slot, I don't think the path is going to get there.
No.
2 or 3, it would have been a much more manageable.
Much better chance. Mm-hmm.
And I know, wrapping up here, and I know that people are going to look at this and say, well, if they play against Baltimore, they ain't beating anybody. 100% agree. You give up 307 yards, and this part, Jason, you remember these teams. This reminded me when Wisconsin would play Toledo or Akron. And it would be like, we are going to pummel you into submission. We're going to have 300 plus. You're going to have 50. And we're going to maul you into submission. This game on Saturday was Wisconsin in the 90s, early 2000s versus the MAC, where Barry Alvarez would get up in front of us and say, we don't need to do anything but just pummel him into submission. That's it. And that's what Baltimore did, and we let that happen. And unfortunately, I think it took a chance where this team, while I'm still not going to write them off, you had an opportunity to really make this weekend interesting, and you didn't. And that's really disappointing.
All right, there's a lot to unpack there.
What do you think of the goalie? What do you think of my goalie?
So
I know you're not a hockey guy.
Now I'm just offended. I got my
you're not a hockey guy.
I got my
Wow.
start covering Jeff Sauer's University of Wisconsin men's hockey teams. I covered them so long ago, I didn't have to specify men's hockey because we didn't have women's hockey yet. And I know way more about hockey than you think I know. And I would drop a John Michelizzi reference on you. There was a time when I was covering the Badgers that Dwayne Dirksen, one of the most decorated goalies in Wisconsin history,
Dirksey.
I believe
They called him Dirksey, I think.
No, they didn't. They called him Duke. But he got he got cut by a blade on a skate, not like somebody coming in there with a switchblade, and missed like the WCHA playoffs. And John Michelizzi was his backup. And I have never seen, I believe it was Brian Rafalski who played in the NHL for a long time.
Yeah, they called him Raffy.
No, they didn't call him that either. I have never seen a team work their tails off defensively more than them. It was incredible. Like they were, diving to put their body in front of every shot possible because John Michelizzi, while a fine backup, was not the winningest goaltender in Wisconsin hockey history.
Okay.
So sometimes it goes the other way.
You're saying it's the opposite.
No. What I'm saying is that it can go both ways with a backup.
Sure.
Just like it did.
Certainly.
So I actually thought your analogy was great, and if you'd just let me get to say that, I would appreciate it, Dookie.
Sure.
Because it can go both ways. And I thought, look, first of all, you nailed it on the story of the night. If they could just, and look, let's be honest here. It was a Hall of Fame running back who was really pissed off about how he was handled the previous week against New England.
Yep.
And so he went out there, and he and his offensive lineman, which, by the way, they don't have a lot of great things going for them, Baltimore, the way their season has gone. Their offensive line is pretty damn good. They got some really good players.
I want their center. Center to sign with. They're not going to let him out of there, but he's a really good player. Iowa guy, I think.
So my point is that this wasn't just some Joe Schmo who came in and put up 216. But to your point, another great analogy, because I know you appreciate a glazing or two from time to time.
I do. Glaze me up.
The analogy to Wisconsin football, like Melvin Gordon for 430, whatever it was, they ran the ball 53 times.
Yeah.
53 times.
Yeah.
That's not, you don't see that in the
40,
NFL.
40 minutes to 20 in top.
Uh-huh. They ran the ball
Jason,
more times than the Packers snapped the ball.
Oh, easily. By a lot. Yeah, and don't give me this, we score so fast, we're so explosive. Yeah, it happened, for sure. I'm not going to argue with that. But I thought Jeff Hafley at least tried. He should have done it earlier. He went 5 down. Mm-hmm. And I know, Jason, you have issues sometimes with the 3 and 4 down and, spacing. And
what is with you today?
I'm in a good mood. Just Enigbare. But they ended up putting out and that's what teams, and this is part of what made me think of the Akrons, they would just load up in bare fronts and say, do something else. Like, that's what defense is. When you don't have anything left to stop a run game, you go 5 down and you cover up the center and both guards, and you just say, do something else. Well, they decided to start tossing the ball outside, and if I'm being honest, we didn't have a ton of willing tacklers on the perimeter. Valentine, he's got to get better at tackling. Evan Williams wasn't as good. I think you could tell he was coming back from an injury. He was uncharacteristically not the same big-time player that he is. So it just was one of those perfect storms where I think we kind of thought we didn't know where Baltimore's motivation was going to be. We should have found out pretty early.
Yeah.
It was
now they're
really
playing for
good.
a chip.
And now they get an opportunity. It was the tale of two cities. We should have been, and I don't know which cities are in Dickens' deal, but we should have been fighting and scrapping, realizing San Fran was going to be tough to beat for the Bears, and we could set up a showdown-type operation this weekend. And instead, Baltimore, where all hope is lost, they got to go to Lambeau on a Saturday night without their MVP, and then they need Cleveland to beat Aaron, Blank, and Rodgers? That seems to me like it'd be like there's no blanking way. But instead, they just put the pedal down and say, we're going to do it, and Green Bay's like, whatever. And that's absurd to me. And that is what happened. It is.
It is what happened. Baltimore, by the way, charm city. I know we had a conversation a while back about how many queen cities there are. Charm city, Baltimore. A tale of two cities.
How many people,
Titletown.
How many people would say that Baltimore's charm city?
I don't know. I don't know if it's facetious. Having been to Baltimore a bunch, underrated. Obviously not the sections that are in the wire, but other areas, very nice. I enjoyed my trips there. So here's the deal.
I don't even know where it's rated.
I'm just telling you what it's called, bro.
No, I understand. I went to a Orioles game. That area is nice, and I'm sure they got nice stuff.
Inner Harbor, beautiful.
Every time we went to Baltimore, it usually was not great. We got our tails kicked, so I'm not a big fan.
With Jerry Falwell in the press box, you guys got beat like 48-3. That was not good. Aaron Rodgers.
No,
that was a long night.
No, it's not great.
Speaking of long nights, there's a lot we want to cover from Saturday and then look ahead. And look, Matt LaFleur is in a bit of a pickle because there have been years where he rested guys, and then they played poorly in the playoffs. They have lost 3 in a row. Their quarterback has yet to officially clear the concussion protocol. But I think they have a bigger issue than that. And I need your guidance.
Yes. All right.
That's what I'm working on. I love it when you're in a good mood, man. I'm just going to ride the wave.
All right.
Just like I finally got to see it. I don't know why I had missed it so frequently.
Landman?
No.
You watched a little Landman?
Oh. No, I did not. I'm catching up on.
That'll put you in a good mood.
I've watched so many Law and Order episodes that I've now switched to another Dick Wolf creation, FBI, which used to be, I think it's still on CBS. But the problem is I haven't seen them all, so now when I write, I'm watching the show instead of writing. So I got to figure something out. Landman. No, what I saw was the full-length 60-second commercial that our gal G. Nadella and Santa did together. Let me make a call. That one? I finally saw it in its entirety. It was like I had seen like a trailer, and now I saw the extended cut. And no matter how much of that commercial you hear or see, you know that Gina Della, Santa, but not as elves who are overmatched to make such quality products, are on the case.
Yep. And ensure your home remains comfortable. We had a big storm here last night. Make sure that you get past that brutal post-holiday winter. And Santa's magical, did it again. But his elves, they aren't qualified to build Pella windows and doors. Pella's elves are, though. They install year-round and will finish installation in as little as a day. And right now, you got a couple days left. Pay 0 interest for up to 24 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hurry up. This deal ends December 31st. So schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply.
I don't know if you're familiar with this, but when a team loses, the organization does not post the post-game locker room speech. They only post it after their team wins. Something very interesting happened in the Packers locker room after the game. And so before we get to your calls, which I do want to do because I really want to get Packers fans' temperature now, because there were some big-time Debbie Downer, we're cooked, mail it in, fire LaFleur, fire Goody.
Jason, I'm going to tell you this. Shug, who is he's always our first caller. He's got carte blanche because he's been doing it for years. He is the most avid, optimistic Packer fan. We lost Shug. Shug was saying we'd go 8 in a row and going to go win it all. This was way back. And now we've lost. What is this, 4 in a row we've lost or 3?
3.
Probably going to be 4. 3 in a row. And Shug, we'll see. What are you shaking your head about? You think this team is going to be? I don't. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, Shug.
Great tease.
Not overly optimistic.
I'm sorry to hear.
Shug's always optimistic.
Sugar Shane.
Sugar free.
Sugar Shane Mosley, boxer. So I do want to get fans' reaction. 844-770-3776 if you want to get in the queue. But I need your help on this. How often do players call out other players? I'll explain next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Ho, ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, ho, Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
'Tis the season to be planning your holiday events. Whether it's a party for 10 or 10,000, Celebrations has the sound, video, lighting, special effects, and custom-themed decor to make it the best party ever. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With us on your team, your holiday or New Year's party will be easy to plan and super fun to attend. DJs, casino games, lighting, and photo booths are just the beginning at CelebrationsEntertainment.com. That's CelebrationsEntertainment.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
There is no hiding from the tape. So what we put out there, it is what it is. And you better acknowledge it, own it, accept it, and learn from it.
The tape is the tape. And it was ugly. More importantly, it was problematic from an effort perspective. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line. Lists is more. All right, so after the game, Lucas Van Ness, which I
had a good game. But LVN played well.
And he played quite a few more snaps than Rashawn Gary did, but we'll get into that in a second as well. And I will mention it here, but I did not mention it in my question to Matt LaFleur, because I appreciate someone who gave actual information, and I don't want there to be a chill effect like there was on Steno with some of the things he said in press conferences. So Lucas Van Ness told us after the game that Kingsley Enagbare, JJ the jet plane as he's known, spoke to the team afterward and basically called guys out for not playing their hardest. I'm going to read the quote from LVN. Somebody, and this is great because I think Wes Hodquist just asked him about Enagbare. Because look, for as poorly as they played, I thought Enagbare had some good moments, and I thought Lucas Van Ness played one of his best games. I understand they didn't sack the quarterback.
For sure.
Yep. Yeah. So somebody asked him, I think it was Wes, about Enagbare. And here is part of his answer. Every time you step on the field, you know 5-5 is going to give it his all. He shared a little bit of that sentiment after the game, that you got to leave it all on the field. He felt like some people didn't. At this point in the season, you have to be willing to put your body on the line, lay everything on the line, because we're ultimately trying to get to that end game, the Super Bowl. And we're going to have to do that. And then the follow-up question was, he spoke to the locker room, and LVN said yes, after the game, yes. So my question for you, Tausch, so I asked LaFleur about that. Now, I don't know if Jesse has that clip, but my question for you first is, that is not good. What?
No, Jesse just shook his head like absolutely not.
I do not have that clip.
He is.
No.
All right,
I believe he's I don't think he's mailing it in. I think Jesse's doing a nice job.
I believe did you just JJ Enagbare him and then pull it back?
No.
I've decided I don't want to watch all these press conferences anymore. Jason can tell us if he asks a good question. I don't want to sit through them all and do all that.
All right,
well, hey, Jesse, if you're going to change that policy, I need you to let me know.
Carmen.
Here we are.
Carmen San Diego. Jason, here's what I will tell you. it is really difficult for a player to call out, especially, I don't know who he called out. I have ideas, but I'm not going to speculate, at least not publicly.
I don't think he called anybody out by name either. I think he was trying to speak generally.
It's really difficult as a player in a locker room with guys that you know and are friends with and you work with, if you don't, to be brutally honest and blunt on your assessment. And you better, I'll say this, if you're going to do that, you best be doing everything in your power, because the last thing you can be doing is calling people out, and then they could call you back out. So I think obviously Lucas Van Ness's comments on JJ when everybody was healthy, he was playing minimal amount of snaps. I think he made one of the most critical plays of the season in that Bear game. He has been, I think he gives a ton of effort, and I am not in the business of calling guys out for effort. And we always have this discussion, Jason, about, a team coming out flat. There's some games you're just not executing, and it's really difficult to gin up juice and to gin up that energy when you're not playing well. And offensively, if you're not getting first downs and you can't stay on the field, which wasn't the case on Saturday, but you start pressing. And I think defensively, you get pummeled a little bit. Sometimes you start playing back on your heels a little bit more. And I feel like that's kind of how it played. So I'm not going to say guys weren't giving monstrous effort. I will say the tackling, which has been so good all year, every broadcaster's brought up, they don't miss tackles. Well, that wasn't the case on Saturday. They did miss tackles. And I do think there were some guys that I don't know if they were as willing. It felt more preseason-ish, which, by the way, will be Sunday. Sunday's a preseason game, FYI. It felt like that on Saturday, and that can't happen when you're still in the mix for a division title. You have to, and I think this is where JJ is probably talking, Derrick Henry is a monster of a man, and he still runs he still moves. You have to be willing to throw yourself in there. And unfortunately, I don't remember, was it Haddon? One of the guys got hurt. And I think it was on maybe
and he threw himself in there big time.
And I get it, man. It sucks. And they didn't even show the replay because it was, I guess, gruesome, and I'm fine with that. It takes what it takes. This is a brutal business, and if you got to be all in. And in the preseason, it's not. People kind of, this was for a chance to still hang in there to win a division, and that's where I think a lot of people are disappointed, including, sounds like JJ.
He was, and I will get that audio for you so you can hear how Matt LaFleur answered my question, since I'm adding that to my responsibilities on this program. I look forward to doing that. I'm happy to do it. I just needed to know I was doing it. So I will get on that right away after.
I'm not sure Jesse, did Jesse get that policy passed through before he decided
I think Jesse, I think Jesse forgot that he's not in a management position, and he can't just decree that sort of stuff.
Look at the eye roller. What's up, big eye roller?
Jesse, the floor is yours.
I have nothing to say.
Jell, did you stay awake? I had people texting about the Peacock and all the other stuff. Did you stay awake for the game?
Yes. Yeah. Night games, I have no problem.
It was an entertaining game, right?
Very entertaining game. We had a lot of fun. Yeah. I went in for first time I ever went into the game with my brother-in-law, Chris. We had a wonderful time. Okay. It was a fantastic night. Fun, entertaining game. Wish the defense would have played better. A lot of points. And we were really hoping Malik Willis was going to have a Matt Flynn kind of night, and he was on track to do so until he had to leave the game.
Was anybody else shocked to see that stat that compared Malik Willis to Don Majkowski? 285 yards passing and 60 yards rushing. First time since the Magic Man. And I was literally thinking, like, the Magic Man? I didn't know he had those kind of wheels.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
All right. I'm at some point we're gonna get into the quarterback controversy.
There is.
That's a little bit of a touchy subject for me because I don't want to criticize other people. I'm not comfortable doing that, but I will frame it this way. That was not an angle that I had thought of going into yesterday's press conference. Jesse, did you want me to get that?
Did you want me to get that clip
too? I didn't ask that question.
Don't. I think Jesse's irritated, so I don't know if you want to keep poking him. You can.
I do.
Okay.
He got a text from the boss after he said that. It's awesome. I'm enjoying it.
I'm going to refrain from anything I'm going to say. That's a good thing for me to do right now.
Jowl.
Been asking for years for everybody to send over Jason's questions when he asks them at the press conference when we share all this stuff, and then no one does it.
All right, I'll let you guys sit on the couch. Hey, why don't you guys all go sit on the couch? Yeah, go sit on the couch. You guys can figure that out. I have to admit, 2-3 weeks ago after that Bear game, I'm thinking we're cashing everything, baby, at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Everything.
I forgot about this.
We're literally in a position now
this isn't good.
Must win
where we can lose it all. And I actually believe we're going to lose it all. Now, it's still fun. We had a lot of fun with this, 5 months. But son of a biscuit. I mean, we're down at Hard Rock Casino Rockford Sportsbook in May and June. We got Jordan Love MVP at big numbers. And after the Bear game, he's in third place. They probably wasn't going to do it, but if didn't work. That ain't happening. All right, we're winning the division. Oh, the Lions filled their britches. Oh, but you just beat the Bears. Well, then we lose. That bet, ripped, gone. We ain't winning the division. 9.5 wins. Well, we're at 9 wins before December. That's a gimme. Ha! Not anymore. But you know what? We still had a great time at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Great time.
Great sports book, great food,
Yep.
table games, slots all over the place, and they have a great high-limit room experience that delivers premium table games tailored for discerning players with enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer stands on a soft 17, which gives you that much better odds, faster play, and authentic high-limit action that sets the Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. The good news is, if the Packers are able to win, it's only a 60-minute drive for Jesse to go cash our 9.5. Should have had more. We didn't. But it is 60 minutes right off of I-90 down in Rockford, Illinois. A great experience down at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. What a roller coaster.
I'm not.
Coaster. This is.
I'm not happy that you guys are on the precipice.
No, you kind of are. I can see it.
No, it's not that. It's you nailed it. And I had forgotten about it till you mentioned it. But, I seriously, I thought we were – well, not me because I didn't put in. But I thought you were cashing – I thought you were cashing that a month ago.
Yeah.
And now suddenly here we come down to a game where we don't know who's going to play. And it's a must-win for old T and Gel.
Clayton Toon's going to have to win us that big bet at the Hard Rock.
In Tune we trust.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember, I think subliminally – I thought we'd lose to Denver. I said that back in April, May, whatever the schedule came out. Remember when I tried to say we should sell our tickets?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you said, oh, you could. And Jason, of course, said, oh, you can do that? Oh, I didn't know that was something that was doable.
What is that voice?
It's not a shot. It's my Yogi Bear Jason. I don't, things you should know that you don't. That's my Jason voice. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. My Yogi Bear Wilde voice, which I think is fun. And I think I thought subliminally this could happen. And unfortunately it has. Very irritating.
Yeah, irritating. Kind of like, oh, hey, boo-boo, let's go find a picnic basket. All right, I want to get to calls. We'll talk about the quarterback controversy and the effort problems later in the program. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We'll get to your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Well, are you thinking a new vehicle or even some vehicle maintenance would help kickstart your new year? Well, then get in touch with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust. When it comes to safe winter driving, the place to prepare is not on the side of the road, it's at Zimbrick Chevrolet. And as you're hitting the road to visit family, gather with friends, to watch the game, or to experience a snowy weekend adventure, make sure your vehicle is ready to take on the Wisconsin winter. Get a tune-up. If your car is due for a scheduled maintenance or just needs a tune-up, do it now. If certain parts are damaged, like the water pump, hoses, and belts, they could unexpectedly leave you stranded. Check the battery. Cold temperatures reduce a battery's storage capacity, and the more frigid the temperature, the more power your engine needs to start. Zimbrick Chevrolet can install a new battery in minutes. Some more winter driving advice? Check your tires, change your oil, and keep the gas tank full. Make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter roads. Call to schedule an appointment with the great team at Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Owen Thomas Barnett.
Thank you for having me, Dennis.
But your name is?
Barney.
Barney, yeah, okay. We got to talk about this. You have the Owen line.
Yes,
so you give a shout out to your line mates in hockey.
Shout out Owen Porter, Owen Cook. Played with me on the Edgewood hockey team since freshman year.
You look at your time here at Edgewood. What is going to stand out, I guess, the most other than maybe a championship?
The people I've met, the memories I've made, just like the whole community aspect at Edgewood is just like no other. I mean, it's really special, and I'm going to cherish everything, all the memories, all the people I've met here through my 4 years as they come to a close. So I'm just grateful to be a part of a community like Edgewood.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This December and January, Metro Kia Madison is celebrating the season with two incredible year-end offers. Right now, get the 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 72 months, $13.89 per thousand finance. Or choose the 2025 Kia Telluride, now at 0.9% APR for 60 months, only $17.09 per thousand finance. Hurry in because these offers end January 16th. Find your new Kia today at MetroKiaMadison.com. Metro Kia Madison, movement that inspires.
The Milwaukee Bucks, the Charlotte Hornets.
Bobby Portis tees up a beauty and sticks another three, looking at his bench as he retreats the other way.
Tonight on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Yeah, that's what was so baffling, I would say, is, just sitting in there with the defensive staff today and just that hasn't been a trend. That hasn't been something that has really happened throughout the course of the season. For it to show up in that game is really bothersome.
That is Matt LaFleur baffled by the Packers' run defense. Hall of Fame player, but still baffling how bad it was.
Jason, when you asked Matt and everybody after the game, what did they think the reason for allowing that to happen?
Got to watch the film.
Just that Derrick Henry's. But didn't you talk to him yesterday after they watched the film?
I did. So that was and I thought Bill Huber. Some of us are better at asking follow-up questions than others.
Sure.
But Matt LaFleur, I asked about the running game. I'll get that clip for you, Jesse, in a minute.
Oh boy, you're poking old bear. You're poking the jelly bear today, aren't you?
I am, and look how pouty he is. Like he's got his
jelly.
chin
I just want to make sure you know I am not poking you. I'm trying to pull the stick back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new year coming soon.
Wait, are you starting New Year's resolutions ahead of time?
Maybe. Yeah, why not?
Listen, this is Tausch's last show of 2025.
That's true.
Good to know.
No more checking the tape.
Thank you.
Wait,
nope.
I was going to take Friday off, too.
Year.
So much for that. Here's my question.
That'll be Jan's second.
That's 2026.
Right? Friday.
Oh, that's true. We'll be underway already. Oh, then maybe I will.
Yeah.
Okay. I did ask him that, and what was baffling to him was how many missed alignments and missed assignments there were.
Huh.
Guys that were supposed to, if we want you to line up as a zero technique, head up on the center, we don't want you to line up as a shade. We want you to line up as a zero. And apparently people didn't do that. So, and Bill Huber, the follow-up was essentially paraphrased, how the hell is that happening in Week 17?
Did we hear sloppy? I can't listen to another. It's sloppy at the
end
of
the season. No, it was not sloppy. But it lends credence to, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the former player on this panel. If you're not all focused and completely invested, do you make mental lapses like that, like lining up incorrectly? Does that happen?
No, not at the end of seasons. And I
so
understand.
Then why would that happen?
Well, so here's what I would say. I think after Micah got hurt, I do think they probably are trying to do more stuff. Like I think when Micah was lined up on one edge, or they moved him around. But you know what? They still moved him all over the place. Guys have to know their. Coaches would always tell you, man, I can get any old Tom Blank or Harry to line up and just be aligned properly. Now, that doesn't mean they can make a play and get in the backfield. Just like it doesn't take anybody to just line up and take a snap. You have to do something with it. You can't have alignment. That comes down to focus and knowing your assignment. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't be out there. Period.
Although they have some limited options right now on who can be out there. And they have a $96 million player who played less than 50% of the snaps on Saturday night. We'll get to that coming up. Let's get to your calls first.
He's not a big snap count. He's not a big
I've heard
snap
that. Not a high snap count guy. Just a high salary guy?
That might be. If we get knocked out as a 7 seed again, I think that might be the quote for the year. For this team,
like relax.
That is one of. I actually
run the table. He's not a high snap count guy.
One of the fun things you could start compiling as the year goes is almost like nominating. This has a potential to be quote of the year, and know if we sound it, put it on the sounder, it's at least in my mind. When I heard that, I chuckled and I thought that's absurd. That is absurd. That needs to be in the running. I don't know what the other quotes are. That is something, as we're doing New Year's resolutions today, too, I want that to be part of it. I know Jesse doesn't farm up clips anymore, so whoever is going to do that, well, Jesse knows I'm joking. That needs to be, I think it's fun. And that quote, it's not fun. And unfortunately, it's been very true.
Let's get to the phones. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. That is the carbless talking text line. Less is more. Let's begin in Chicago with Thomas in Chicago. Thomas, good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. I will say losing on Saturday night and having Sunday off is a real break from football than losing on Sunday and then talking to you guys. I will say that.
So that means you're in a better frame of mind then?
Get an extra day.
No, I'm just more angry because more thoughts and dark thoughts have gone through my head.
Oh, really?
So it's worse. Okay, good to
Oh,
know.
boy.
All right, the floor is yours.
So I think the whole LaFleur, I'm the whole new voice, and I don't know about you, Jason, from a writer's perspective. I think everyone has a different perspective of the same monotone, same answers, not going into detail. But I think it's 50-50 on the players and on the coaching staff. Let's not begin with we lost to the Browns, the Panthers, and tied with the Cowboys. And if I told a Packers fan that, they'd be like, "Oh, that's just Matt LaFleur putting down the competition." But then it's also about the players not being bought in because do I think there's a talent gap of just not having good enough players? Yes, because I think when you look at the Rams, their front lines are Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, and then look at their defense backs. It's full of studs. But I think with the whole effort level, I think it's 50-50. It's on the players, but it's also on the coaching staff to bring it out of players. You look at the great motivators and schemers of Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDonald. Those are the top teams we're trying to compete with. So with Jason, I think it's 50-50. I think it's both players and the coaches.
So Thomas, I agree with you on that, and for being more ticked off with a Sunday without football, I thought that was a really good point. What I would say, and the question I would ask in response of you, Tausch, Goody Stan, is this one of those areas where, and they're the youngest team in the league for the third straight year, but they're an experienced young team. But I wonder if this is also maybe where some measure of immaturity and not having enough, truly warhorse-type veterans in the locker room is a problem with this theory. And I want to give credit to Brandon, who tweeted this to me, and I bookmarked his tweet because it's something that I do want to kind of explore both on the show and if Goody ever talks to us again, because he has not talked this season. He's supposed to talk during the season. He has not done that. I would say this. It concerns me that maybe immaturity is the drawback to youth, and you don't have the same level of focus or professionalism, and I don't know if that's true or not. I just think it's something that is worth talking about and thinking about. Do you view that as part of this equation or not?
Yeah, so here's what I would say. The best teams that I was a part of, you had enough youthful ignorance that you don't know how big the moments are, and then you have enough veterans that get it, because as a young player, you just think this thing is going to keep on rolling. And then you start finding out the brutality of the business and how quick things change, and opportunities only come along so often, and how hard it is to get there. But there is something. I don't want us to be an old football team.
I understand that.
Do I want to have a couple of guys around that can still play? Because you can't. I am not of the belief you can just have old guys that are just in the locker room as a coach.
Sure.
Hire him as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
But if there are guys that can still contribute and really help with the maturity of the team. Rob Davis is a great example for me. He was basically, he was the long snapper forever. But I'm telling you, he had a pulse on the team, and he would go and have those conversations, kind of like what JJ was talking about.
Yeah.
He'd have those conversations, and everybody respected everything he had to say. And I don't know who that guy is, if there is that guy, but trust me, we had battles between offensive line and wide receivers. We've talked about that one team meeting way back in 2009. There are always these little issues that you have to address and figure out. And maybe JJ's speech the other night will open up some of those communication lines and figure it out, because the last thing you want to have – so I don't want to go old. I think Goody's approach is the right one, and I think it's proven true more often than not. But Davante Adams, there are certain guys that I think if you're still super productive, it's not a bad thing to have a couple old salty war horses that still perform, have perspective, and can help showcase that perspective, because Charles Woodson is another great example. Everybody listened when he spoke. And when Charles would tell you before a playoff run, or if we had a bad game, everybody would listen, and even if it's subliminally, the focus would crank up. And I don't know if that's what's happening. I'm not in that locker room, so I don't know. But that you need some of those. It's almost like an alarm clock of, you know what, man, we need to get moving. It can't just stay steady the whole time.
The example I would use, and he certainly is not Charles Woodson in terms of accomplishment, but the guy that they did not re-sign that I think fits this bill is Eric Wilson. Now, it's worked out great for Eric Wilson in Minnesota. He's forced 4 fumbles. He started 15 games for them on defense. He has 6.5 sacks, 1 fewer than Rashawn Gary. But he was one of those guys. Like, he was that guy to Quay. He was that guy to Edgerrin Cooper. He was on every special teams unit. And because he has celebrated his 31st birthday in September, they did not try to re-sign him. Bisaccia, and we all have different opinions on Bisaccia, but Bisaccia loved him. I mean, this is a guy that did all those things you're talking about and set that example, who has been in the NFL since 2017. So I think, because there's a few folks in the YouTube comments saying that's not an excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm using it as a criticism. And I'm not saying, because I agree with you, overall, I think the way Goody builds this roster is the right way to do it. I am not again, I make this joke all the time. If I was the GM, Jordy would still be lining up at wide receiver.
Yep.
But I get it. You can't do that. I understand that. But there are the sprinklers, as you would call them. I don't think they have enough of those, and I don't think that's something that they have done enough of.
I totally agree with you on that. And by the way, those sprinklers are usually 1-year deals that aren't back-breaking contracts. They're if you don't want to sign a 31-year-old offensive lineman to a 5-year extension and pay him a bunch of money, I get it. But if you want to add a 1-year veteran wideout or a 1-year veteran linebacker that, by the way, can contribute on special teams and be a great locker room guy, I'm all for it. And the Josh Jacobs thing last week really bothered me. When you kind of mentioned how that all played out, Josh Jacobs is that guy. Like, if you ask me right now who you would say, who is your leaders vocally and in that locker room, Josh Jacobs seems like he'd be that guy. And when he doesn't understand what's going on, that's troubling to me from the outside.
And I will say they clearly communicated to him better this week going into Saturday, and I think he's probably going to sit on Sunday. But let me ask you this. Given his contract situation, given how Goody wants to be very cautious with aging players, they can save $8 million in cap room if they move on from Josh Jacobs. For me, the way my brain is wired, that's one step short of, do we have a quarterback controversy? But maybe I have a blind spot. I don't know if he's back next year, despite everything that he brings to the locker room. And that's the kind of thing that I'm referring to. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying that Goody is, please don't misunderstand me or soundgraph me as saying that Goody's going to get rid of Josh Jacobs. But I don't think that's off the table.
I'm going to tell you this, and I haven't spot tracked him or looked at the deal. He ain't coming back on the deal that he's got. He's either going to get a new deal that will spread it out, or he's going to go look around. I think he should be back, but he's getting to that age. And by the way, has he had a great year? I don't know. I think he's been good, but he's been banged up. You can tell he's worn. Now, a lot of that is O-line. I get all of those things. But to act as if Josh Jacobs is 100% going to be back on this roster next year, no, absolutely not.
And he's at 929 rushing yards going into the last game, which I don't think he's going to play in. Tausch, we got to get some more calls. We don't quite have full phone lines yet, so if you want to get in, we do have space for you, 844-770-30.
It feels like it was 6 weeks ago.
I know. It does.
Old boy just got on, and he's still mad. This is where a day is really good for me, because I just couldn't believe what I watched. And then yesterday, I just had a nice fun day. And today, I'm kind of like I did at the end of the postgame show. I'm kind of on to Chicago. Like, I know we're going to do a postgame show this week. I'm going to be very short, and it's good because this is a preseason game that's coming up. It is. Bishop's Charity. I think we Bishop's Charity this bad boy. See if we can get them to sponsor it. Make this a bowl game.
Very excited to
play for the Axe.
I think we should turn this into a bowl game and have some fun with it.
Well, maybe we could call it the Tito's Bowl then.
Well, that would be something. Tito's over the holidays. It's been fantastic. You just mix up. Now they don't even know what's actually going on these 2 weeks, right? You don't know if you're working. You want to sit down and just mix up a Tito's and Sprite, mix up a Tito's and a tonic, or you want to go Bloody Mary. Just make sure it's always Tito's in your glass. They make great drinks, and they partner and give back in a big way to the communities, partnering with nonprofits and doing real good communities across the country, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make it with Tito's handmade vodka, crafted to be savored responsibly. By the way, Jason, I'm going to try – might have a guest appearance again later in the show that might shock you.
It won't shock me. I think I know who it is.
Okay.
And I hope that he is having an impact on you. So someday you'll get your family a dog.
He has. He has had an impact.
I'm glad to hear that. By the way, just to be clear, if the Bears beat the Lions, they get the number 2 seed, and the Packers will go to Chicago. Yep. If the Bears lose to the Lions and the Eagles beat the Commanders, they will go to Philly, I believe.
We don't want that.
That works.
I know we put a poll up. I think I sent Jesse. And Jesse, great job getting that poll in the field early. Really preemptively well done. Boy, you look like a beaten down dog right now. Look at Gel. Put yourself back up there. Look at you. You look beaten down, a little scruff on the beard, a little pouty in the eyes. He's frustrated.
Very pouty.
Jealous.
Very pouty.
But we don't want to go to Philly. We go to Philly, our season's done. We go to Chicago, I think we advance. Maybe I'm delusional. That's how I feel.
I agree with you. I agree with Tausch. Put on the T-shirt. We'll get to your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Another heading to the portal. True freshman Eugene Hilton Jr., one of the latest Wisconsin players to enter the transfer portal per reports. The son of former pro wideout T.Y. Hilton coming in as a 3-star recruit, Hilton posting 8 catches for 91 yards in a season with Bucky, the second pass catcher to enter the portal, with Trechka Kahuna declaring in early December. The transfer portal officially opening January 2nd, a change instituted by the NCAA Division I Committee, the window concluding after the college football quarterfinals for a 15-day period. The legislative change also eliminates the spring open transfer portal window for college football.
Add windows and doors to your Christmas list with 0% interest for 24 months. If you're not getting windows from Santa, visit PellaWI.com today.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
And not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Ho, ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, ho, Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
The college football playoff quarterfinals. Let's go! First on New Year's Eve, Miami faces Ohio State. Then on New Year's Day, it's Oregon versus Texas Tech.
Touchdown, Oregon!
Followed by Alabama, Indiana.
Touchdown! The Hoosiers take the lead!
Then Ole Miss faces Georgia. The college football playoff quarterfinals on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
This December and January, Metro Kia Madison is celebrating the season with 2 incredible year-end offers. Right now, get the 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 72 months, $13.89 per thousand finance. Or choose the 2025 Kia Telluride, now at 0.9% APR for 60 months, only $17.09 per thousand finance. Hurry in because these offers end January 16th. Find your new Kia today at MetroKiaMadison.com. Metro Kia Madison, movement that inspires.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
One of my favorites. And it doesn't cost us a penny. Let's get to another call from the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. He became an offshoot of the defunct 565 Analytics. He opened a boutique that kept track of our bold predictions. It is Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Doing all right. How are you guys doing?
Good. Tausch did not fire you by extension. Is that correct?
No, he's still good. No.
From your volunteer.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was going to be one of those situations where, right, if I just kept showing up to work and acted like everything was normal, people wouldn't realize and I could keep my job. So I think we're okay right now. I was a little worried you brought it up there, Jason.
I'm here to help.
Yeah, so I think like emotionally from that Packer game, it's more flat than anything else, and I think the toughest part of it was like had Chicago, like we played first, right? So had Chicago played and lost, essentially making this last game preseason for us, I don't think anybody really would have cared. But it's not just like 3 losses in a row, but it's the storylines with them, right? With Denver, it's obviously the Micah Parsons injury, losing your most talented player. And there's that, amongst a lot of the fan base, that feeling like the season's over already. And then just kind of the flat ending to that game. And interception and two downs in the fourth quarter and losing by 8. Then the next week, obviously, we lose in the most improbable of ways, and it was just like this feeling of jubilation, like Love goes out, Malik Willis comes in, Emmanuel Wilson's playing. Like, it just seemed like everyone was rallying around everyone, and like the stars were lining up, and like it felt like a team. And then to lose the way they did, now it's like, all right, so you got Denver with Parsons, you got Chicago, and then this just kind of felt like a little bit like rock bottom. I don't know if anybody else feels the same here, but it's like, I'm almost mad I'm not more mad. Like it felt like we weren't playing for anything.
Look, I am, if I was a fan, and we will get to the clip a little bit later in the program, but Matt LaFleur did not dispute the J.J. Enagbare theorem, hypothesis, opinion, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He didn't dispute that. Also, there was no emotional, impassioned defense of Rashawn Gary either, including when Tauscher's favorite beat writer, Tom Silverstein, Spoon, as we call him, followed up and asked if there was any injury or illness, to which Matt LaFleur said no. And then there was silence, and then he added, "Well, everybody's dealing with something at this point, body." But I cut that clip too, so Jesse will have that as well. So I just don't.
The big clip cutter.
That's me. Not to be confused with clip. So I don't. I agree with you, Eric. Like, that's how it felt. I would argue that there was basically one aspect of their game that was blank and awful, and that was their run defense, right? And they still, what bothered me, and this was, I want to say I called Matt LaFleur out. That's not what I did. But he agreed with me after I said it, because his opening statement on Saturday night included that they controlled the whole game. And I said, well, wait a minute.
No blank.
They didn't.
No blank.
Okay. Because here's the thing. It's 27-17. And the Packers defensively get a stop, finally, by some act of God. J.J. Enagbare throws Derrick Henry for a 5-yard loss on 2nd and 9 to set up a 3rd and 14. Yep. They end up checking it down, punting. Packers go in and score, right? Second, I think it was the second of the 2 touchdown runs that Malik Willis had. It's 27-24. Ravens get the ball back, and they have a 3rd and 5 at their own 20-yard line. They are not controlling the game in that moment. The Packers have Big Mo. Get a stop on 3rd and 5, and you're getting the ball back with a chance to tie or take the lead in the third quarter. And instead, what happens? What happens? 9-yard gain for Derrick Henry on 3rd and 5, 30-yard gain the next run. Now you're starting the fourth quarter, and they've got the momentum again. They go in and score to make it 30, whatever it was. 34, 24, whatever it was. It was. I mean,
listen, man, I want to agree with you, but I can't, because you have to make that stop. Otherwise, it's just whatever. Like, you make that stop, yeah,
right.
It's 3rd and 5.
To me, that was the play of the game. You're back in it if you get that stop on 3rd and 5.
Even with all that, if
and I think Rashawn Gary came off the field for that play, by the way.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but to act as if Baltimore didn't control that game, they picked up 9 on a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they did.
Yes, there's always pivotal plays. I would argue getting stuffed on the 4th and 1 and then fumble. I still think, have you seen that video that goes around? Jesse, I'm sure you have, where the dude is a goaltender in soccer, and he's getting the ball hits off his face, and then they put him in a chair, and the ball hits off his face, and they keep putting him out there in these shootouts, and he keeps making stops with the ball hitting him in the face. It's like it's a kid's video. Eleanor showed it to me. And then I watched the game on Saturday, and that snap that hits old boy in the face was exactly like that. Those two plays are what lost the. I mean, this was a shootout. This was the anatomy. The game was an anatomy of a shootout, and we butchered two. Baltimore didn't, and that's why we lost.
We will get to more of your calls in the 10 o'clock hour, which we will be starting as if Brian Bulaga was here. I want to remind you that if you have been, I hope you never have to make the call. I tell you that all the time. And look, David Gruber does too. He hopes you don't have to make the call, but if you do suffer an injury and you do need representation, there's only one call to make, and that's to Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. The call is free, the first consultation is free, and you don't pay until they win your case. But more importantly, they are there. They have the experience of 40 years. They're the best in the business for a reason. So go to the website, gruber-law.com, to find out more, and then make the call if you need to. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. We'll get to the 10 o'clock hour when we'll have more than one call from you on the Carbless Talk and Text line in 2 minutes. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Green Bay Packers have dropped another one, and this time it cost them a chance to win the NFC North title. 41-24, the Packers lose on Saturday night to the Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, 4 touchdown runs en route to the Ravens win. And with that win, the Chicago Bears cemented their spot on top of the NFC North division champions, even though the Bears lost to the 49ers last night. Head coach Matt LaFleur meeting with the media yesterday on checking the tape.
The tape is the tape. There is no hiding from the tape. So what we put out there, it is what it is. And you better acknowledge it, own it, accept it, and learn from it.
The Packers are the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs for the 3rd straight year. They will face either the Chicago Bears or the Philadelphia Eagles, depending on results in Week 18. The Packers game against the Vikings means essentially nothing for the playoff picture and for the regular season, except for Tausch and I to cash over 9.5 wins for the Packers season. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Jesse, thanks, by the way, not for cutting my questions and answers, but for keeping Matt Carney at the top of the 10 o'clock hour. I know you have to do some jiggering with the YouTube stream to be able to keep that, but it's great to, I still enjoy hearing
our
Matt.
Apologies to anyone on the video stream. You do not hear the dulcet tones right now, but the rest of us do. So...
I appreciate that.
Is he a royalty guy, though? Does he get royalties?
He is. Yeah, so that's why we don't. Yeah. Now, and I have said this. I think we're pretty good friends now.
You guys are boys.
I think he would say, you guys can use all my stuff. Thanks for playing my music. Okay. But I don't think YouTube would. It's kind of like those commercials for whatever the company is that you can do like your will, which I should do, on like online, and the guy like pops up and says, nope, doesn't count.
Yep.
I think that's what YouTube would do if we said, hey, Matt Carty told us we could use all his music, and they would say, nope, doesn't count.
As a radio station, we pay a fee to be able to play music all we want, and YouTube and other streaming platforms say, don't care, and that's how we get flagged for stuff. So, yeah.
What a world. What a world.
We lost Tausch. She lost interest in that. Let's get back to your calls. 844-770-3776. Let's go up to Minneapolis, where we will have a preseason game, the Bishop's Charities game, per Tausch.
Tito's Bowl. I like that idea. Tito's Bowl up there.
Thank you very much. Maybe Evan Cohen will be the sideline reporter. Let's go to Patrick in Minneapolis. Patrick, good morning. Thanks for holding on. What do you got for us?
You guys aren't really high volume call guys, are you?
We usually are. Today we have dawdled a little bit and kept you on hold just so it feels like we're higher volume than we actually are.
Okay, fair enough. I appreciate the transparency. This is going to be a little Wilde-esque here. Give you an anecdote followed by a question. Jason, a number of years ago, you were on a Saturday segment of like an ESPN Wisconsin show, and you shared that you were on the call from the Mall of America's amusement park, formerly known as Camp Snoopy. And now I live about 15 minutes from the mall, and so my firstborn son, Vince, and I hauled blank over there to try to find you. And the end of the story is this. It turns out there's a lot of middle-aged white dudes in sports hoodies out and about in this Midwestern metropolis, and they all kind of look alike. So no luck there. My question then is this. Jason, will you be making the haul to the Twin Cities to cover Tausch's Tito's Bowl?
I will be. We're actually going to go on Friday. That's why I was considering maybe having Jesse slide into my chair. That was a late decision once we knew that the game was on Sunday. So, yeah, I'll be there. So I'll let you know which hoodie I'm wearing. So I'm easier to find.
There you go. I'd appreciate
Why
the
are
pro
you going
tip.
to this
That'd
game?
be great.
Because when
just for a vacation?
Yeah. When we made plans for me to cover this game.
Okay.
Also, it is on CBS, which is, as you may or may not know, WISC is an affiliate of CBS. So we have the game. So that is exciting for us
Channel
as well.
3000.
Yeah, this game is going to blow. Now, I'm not going to sit here.
If you would be so kind, I know we don't sell ice cream at Channel 3000, but if you could not say this game is going to blow, that would be great.
I find that this is intriguing to me. What goes into it now?
Patrick,
if it's all for,
what other thoughts did you have on your call?
I just wanted to stir the pot, I guess.
In fairness, the Badgers
you
game.
did.
The Badgers game that was on Channel 3 also blew this year.
Okay.
Well, let's end on maybe a positive. I don't know. They're in the playoffs, and despite being the 7th seed, all the teams above them are, I think, beatable. Philly seems to be finding their groove at the right time, and I'd rather go to Chicago with the hope that a galvanizing win could shift momentum. Don't have a ton of faith they can beat 3 in a row, but I'd love to be proven wrong. And at least they have. So you're telling me there's a chance, is what it comes down to.
Indeed. There's also a chance that I'll see you on Saturday at Nickelodeon Universe. Thanks, Patrick. We appreciate the call. You know what doesn't?
I'm telling you, Patrick, I think puts that perfectly.
Yeah.
You get one win in the playoffs, man. I'm telling you, momentum is a hell of a deal.
And
this is not. If the Rams had the 1 seed, I would say we don't have a shot because we'd go to LA, we'd get beat. If San Fran ends up with the 1 seed, which is very possible, I watched their defense get torched by a team that couldn't score a point against us until the last 3 minutes. Okay? So all of a sudden, I'm not saying, but I ain't saying it ain't. You end up with Chicago and San Fran, I've seen crazier blank happen. That's all I'm saying. San Francisco, this isn't, if Freddie Varner and Bosa were still healthy, I would say not happening. But they ain't.
Well.
And by the way, if Micah, again, ifs and buts are candy nuts, we'd all have a merry good old Christmas. If we had Tucker Kraft and we had Micah, we're the 2 seed, maybe the 1 seed. Nobody can prove that, so you can tell me I'm a blowhard. Fine, I don't care. It's how I feel.
Blowing.
So this thing, while it feels like, and we always do this, the problem is Sunday you could say, well, this will be a momentum builder. No, and I'm not going to poo-poo because it's the Channel 3000 Bowl, it sounds like, up in Minnesota. So I ain't going to poo-poo it. I love Bernsey and the whole team over there. But this game Sunday,
thanks.
Whether we win or lose or how it plays out, it ain't going to have
a great
jack
show,
to
too,
do.
by the way. FBI is fantastic.
It ain't going to have jack to do with what we do in Chicago the following week. It's just not.
Speaking of things that blow, the wind blows, and luckily, Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin do not. They block it instead.
No, indeed it does, and it might be hard to find that good bargain during the shopping season, but Pella wants to make everybody's holiday brighter and clearer through beautiful new windows. And you just, man, the holidays, now we got a little snow again, not that blech, rainy and blech. Now you can look out and you see snowflakes hitting. If you want to put here's what I envision, Jason. You're sitting in a nice upright chair. You got a pipe with a little ashtray right next to you, and you're just looking out with the wind, staying outside, and the snow just fluttering against those beautiful windows, and you have that beautiful view. And right now, pay 0 interest for up to 24 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hurry up. This deal ends December 31st, so schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Start the new year saving money and helping save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Mark Tauscher here, and whether you want some extra spending cash to buy the new jersey of a star player in town, tickets to a big game coming up, or anything else you may be thinking, you can find some extra cash in your pocket when you start saving money with the switch to Everlight Solar. Our family was looking to make the switch to solar for quite some time, but we weren't quite sure where to even start. That's when we met the team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Oh, my back.
Santa?
Oh, Gina Della from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
Celebrate the season of Audi at Audi Madison. Take advantage of 1.99% APR for 72 months when you purchase a 2025 Audi Q5 Quattro. National customer credit is good towards the purchase, finance, or lease of a new Audi, but only available until January 5th. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Ho, ho, ho!
Grassland butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Donate at nationalparks.org/foundation.
Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
This is such a banger.
Boy, I hope this stays royalty free because this is good. I put this on my playlist.
This one, and then there's one that sounds like it's a version of a Boston tune. It's got kind of a Boston feel, the band, but not the city. If we could bring back some of that royalty-free Christmas music at some point next season when the holidays arrive, that'd be great as well.
Hey, boys. Quick question for you. I know the 1 seed is not decided in either conference yet.
That's correct.
And I don't know if I might pull back on my most important 1 seed depending on who wins it. If you had to predict right now who's playing in Santa Clara in February, who you picking?
I'm picking the Rams.
Okay.
Who I know have had their issues.
Yep.
And
I think the Rams, Jason, I think the Rams need to be the 5 seed to do it. Okay, continue.
Okay. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'm picking New England.
Okay.
Look, further evidence. And I guess he was part of this equation, right? He was the head coach down there at the time with Malik Willis, right? But Mike Vrabel's a hell of a coach, man. And the fact that they got rid of him in Tennessee tells you how dysfunctional Tennessee's organization is, right?
Yeah, their ownership group's a hot mess.
Yeah. But so that would be how I would answer that question today. I reserve the right to change my mind. Where do you fall on that?
So if Seattle gets the 1 seed and beats San Francisco, which is what I expect to happen, I got Seattle, and I'm with you. I think New England's the best team in that side.
Okay. We will see how it plays out.
Sleeper, if Houston can win the division, which Jacksonville almost gagged it away yesterday, nobody wants to play Houston.
You're right about that.
All right.
I still think Philadelphia is going to win the NFC.
They get some favorable matchups. I don't want Green Bay. I don't think Green Bay's beating Philly, so I don't want to see that matchup. Yeah. We need to play the Bears.
Philadelphia plays defense and they run the football. They can't do a lot else great, but they do
don't
enough.
Run the football. What game have you been watching?
Well, they don't run the football as well as they should. I have a feeling like there's going to be this switch that they flip that Saquon Barkley is going to get going in the playoffs because that's
and maybe run Jalen a little bit more.
Right?
Yeah, I can get on board with that.
They are capable of running the football. How about that? They are not that they have, but they are capable of it, and they've shown us before.
Let's get back to the phones. Let's go to Tim in Milwaukee on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 844-770-3776. Then we'll get to Reggie and Mo and Jason and Ron and Rock and Scott. But Tim, you're first. Tim, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Thanks for taking my call.
Ooh, thanks for
had a long time to think about my oh, sure, I was going to say it's been a journey to get here, but here I am. I also take it from this listening to the show for the last hour and a half that Jason's a huge Rashawn Gary fan. But my question, I've had a long time to think about the new question I wanted to ask because I've listened for a while, is difficult one to maybe do now, but taking a step back from next week in Minnesota, playing Chicago or Philly, where do you guys see sort of the team bigger picture moving forward? Obviously, injuries have played a big role, but whatever happens in the playoffs, things can happen, but currently where we are right now, what is the big picture takeaway we should, as fans, should have about the team for the rest of this season, obviously, but more importantly, even like into next season?
I like the big picture question. Yeah, no, this is a great question.
Yeah.
And I want to because I try not to be this guy, so I just want to clarify. I don't have anything against Rashawn Gary personally. I really don't. Our relationship is fine when he's in the locker room. I don't think he's a bad guy, any of those things. I just don't understand. And you and I, one of our more heated discussions and arguments has been over him being elite once upon a time. And again, he tore his ACL. Lots of guys have and have come back better. And as you have taught us, every ACL tear is different. I have a hard time saying that what appears to be questionable effort at times is related to his ACL tear several seasons ago. I just think that there is a responsibility for first-round picks. There's a responsibility for highly paid players, and especially when he's one of their veteran guys. We just got done talking about veteran players.
Got a C on his chest. Yeah,
he's a seventh-year guy. I don't think it's wrong to say that they need more from him. I don't think that's harsh criticism by me. To Tim's point, look, there are a lot of big picture questions here. We mentioned Josh Jacobs earlier. We talked about Rashawn Gary. I mean, I have colleagues, not the same ones that think there's a quarterback controversy, other colleagues who think Matt LaFleur will not be the coach next year. That is their opinion. Now, I think you go down to Chicago and beat the Bears and win a playoff game as the 7th seed. I think that wipes that off the table.
What if they lose?
I don't think that is wiped off the table. I don't know.
So you're one of your own colleagues?
No, I don't know. I'm not. No, I'm not saying that it will.
Just asked you.
This guy is saying yes, and I said I don't think it's off the table. Not the same as my colleague who thinks if they don't win a playoff game, he will be fired. I don't think that.
Okay. Hey,
now,
thanks for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Don't get so mad when somebody follows up with you. Don't get mad when people follow up.
That wasn't a follow-up.
Big J's all about, right?
You're basically one of your own colleagues.
Jesse liked it. Jesse thought it was apropos. Yeah, he did.
I have a colleague who's upset about our audio clipping situation around here. And it's me.
He's a jerk, too, calling you out on air. That colleague's a jerk store.
Are you done?
Yes. Continue.
So I understand that is also part of the big picture question that Tim is asking, because I don't know. And here's the problem. Who the hell knows what Ed Policy thinks? Because the argument that I hear from people who think, oh, yeah, he might fire him, is that, hey, his dad fired Bill Walsh.
Sure.
Which is not wrong, right? I just...
let me tell you something. My old man would work 20 hours a day combining fields for other people. Just because your dad does something doesn't mean you're gonna. I'm not doing that.
Right. No, you're definitely not. Although you could have if you wanted to, because you know how to operate a combine. Right? You do know how to operate that, right? Yeah, sure. Fill up a silo.
I wouldn't want to have to go harvest a bunch of corn right now. I'd figure it out. Those things are basically autopilots now anyway.
As long as it's not 3 out of tree, you've got it under control.
Hit a button and you're good.
Let's get to another call. That's a deep cut, by the way. If you didn't get that reference, sorry.
I didn't get that
driving
reference.
on the belt line.
No, when I blew the truck up because I couldn't shift because it's 3 on a tree. Get that clip ready, Jell. I want to hear that clip. Check the tape.
I'm sure it's somebody else's
I think
fault
it was
that's
July of 2022.
Let's get one more call in before the break. Let's go to Reggie in Texas. Reggie, thanks for holding on, buddy. We appreciate you. What do you got?
Oh, first of all, get Tausch down here and help me mend a few fences and round up some strays if he's good with his hands on a horse.
Count me in to see that.
They got a good stocking stuffer, Big 50, written by Drew Olson and some other guy, Jason something or other.
That guy sucks.
Good reading.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one person that bought that book, huh?
Good one!
I wish I could say I bought it.
I was going to say, somebody gave it to him.
It was a gift.
Nobody's buying that
sold. Book. People are actually paying you to take that book. All right, go ahead, Reggie.
I was going to make this point. First of all, Tausch, another great point. He's educating the masses. I love the comment, the brutality of the business. And the brutality of the business is this. The Packers are getting whooped at the line of scrimmage. It's been 3 games. They've punted once in 3 games. They've lost all 3. You just can't continue to live the way they are. They had 13 plays in the first half. They ran 13. Your defense is going to be exhausted by the end of the game, and that's what happens. Now, when you give up Kenny Clark, Wyatt gets hurt, your interior line is just being manhandled. And as far as Gary goes, sports teams, there are sports that kind of cross over to each other. A sack in football is like a home run in baseball. When you can get them, they change the game. If you lose a home run hitter, that's a part of your lineup someone has to pick up for. The Packers haven't had a sack in 3 games. Now, it wasn't big on Saturday, but they're not getting to the quarterback. And you know what? That secondary, the lack of a number 1 cornerback. Mixon is a nice player, good number 2 corner. He should be returning kicks. Now, they can't do that because they can't risk injury. I appreciate your time. I'm going to hang up and let you all respond.
Well, first
I
of all,
disagree. He should be returning kicks. That's foolish talk. Reggie, I love you. No, this is Deion Sanders can return kicks. I think old boy can go and return a couple kicks. All right. Couple things off of that. One of the things, and I heard a lot of fans on Twitter and commenting after the game, because that 4th and 1 play that led to some of this disparity in snap count and everything else, they went gun. And trust me, doing the Badgers with Phil Longo as the offensive coordinator, it was like clockwork. When we had short yardage and we'd get stuffed, my phone would blow up. And and when we went under center this year, I swear, I don't even know if we got the first down. It was like, this is fantastic. The reason, and Jason, you can ask this question, or if somebody did already, obviously on this show we don't get clips, so I don't know. But he went under center the play before, and old boy fumbled the snap and was fortunate to get it, and I believe that's why they went gun on 4th and 1. And it got stuffed. It was a cascade of just blech. And that was a turning point in the game. It was one of the, we're not punting. Well, yeah, we're going for it on 4th and 1 from the 30, where in the old days we'd have punted, but we're not punting and we ain't converting. Those are bad combos. The best our defense played is after we butchered things on offense. They went up, bowed up. When they started on the 35, it was like, The guys went out there, and I think they were like, oh, this is a refreshing breath of air. We don't have to start on the 25-yard line? Well, then unfortunately, 9-yard gash, 20-yard throw, touchdown air, Lambeau leap, and that was the nature of the game. So I just wanted to bring that up. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I think those are all good points. I do think that there are people that get very frustrated on short yardage when you line up in the shotgun. But they mangled the snap. Now, again, the way things went with Sean Ryan, who I think has played really good football for them.
I think he's been good.
But like there's no, and I understand it's a different quarterback, although he played 2/3 of the game with Malik Willis in Chicago. When he's canning a play, you can't send the snap back. I mean, that's a pretty big mistake, and that's how you end up with Tausch referencing the meme of the guy saving kicks with his face, because that's what happened to Malik Willis on that play. That can't happen. That was a colossal mistake. And they were lucky that they escaped with only 3 points being given up. But look, there were a lot of things that went wrong. I'm really curious because the part of this, and we haven't gotten to this discussion, and I think we need to, along with the clips I sent Jesse, is the fact that they just got to feel good about themselves again by playing good football. And I do think there's value in that, but is it worth the risk to try and do that? I'm not sure that is. And then talk about a polluted mindset. I was having this conversation with a couple of other reporters yesterday. Well, what if they play their guys and Brian Flores' defense eats their lunch? What does that do for their confidence?
Yeah, they just did it to Detroit.
But you can't think that way.
They just did it to Detroit when Detroit needed to win to stay alive.
Correct. Yes.
How's Detroit feeling today? Detroit's probably feeling it. I don't know how bad we're even feeling. I just wonder how many people are actually thinking we're a good football team now. Because I still believe – I just don't know if I can believe in the defense, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, I have been on the train all year of this defense, and obviously when Micah went out, my whole overview of this defense changed completely because he's a stud and he's such a game wrecker. But I just believe that Jeff Hafley would find a way, and he did last week, and I believe he will again. I just, for whatever reason, we didn't have it. And you could say it's all of a myriad of things. But Saturday night was just, I hope it's just one big old anomaly, and we get back to being what we've been for the vast majority of the season, which is a pretty good defense.
And what you've been for the vast majority of since you turned 21 is a drinker of Coors Light.
Indeed, Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it is made to chill and make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
We'll get to more of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've told you for a while about how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and it's especially great around the holidays. Now huddle up. The holidays just got a game changer. Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box is back with 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at $19.99. It's an easy way to feed the family and still be ready in time for kickoff. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order online at pizzahut.com or in the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
The College Football Playoff Quarterfinals.
Let's go!
First on New Year's Eve, Miami faces Ohio State. Then on New Year's Day, it's Oregon versus Texas Tech.
Touchdown, Oregon!
Followed by Alabama, Indiana.
Touchdown! The Hoosiers take the lead!
Then Ole Miss faces Georgia. The College Football Playoff Quarterfinals on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of
how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, let's get to some of these calls, because after I worked so hard on clipping those exchanges with Matt LaFleur, I'd like to play some of them.
Been there before.
You know the feeling. Poor Jesse. Let's go to Mo in Illinois. Mo, thanks for holding on. How are things with your Bears fan friends down there in Chicago?
They're a little quiet today, which makes me very happy, but I wouldn't say. I mean, I would say we don't have much reason to be talking either as Packers fans, given what we saw with that debacle on Saturday night. And if I were to describe this team in one word this season, I would describe the 2025 Green Bay Packers as immature. They're a very immature team. You know, when you lose to the Browns and the Panthers, while you're fully healthy, mind you, you don't deserve to win the division. When you can't recover an onside kick against a division rival, you don't deserve to win the division. And another thing that has truly stood out to me, guys, and I don't know if you guys have thought about this because I haven't really heard anyone mentioning it, Lambeau Field seems to have lost its home field advantage. The Packers have lost, 3 games there this season? And I believe I saw a stat where under the Holmgren era, they only lost 7 games within a span of 7 years or something like that. Lambeau, I remember a time where the Packers would hardly lose there, and now it seems like it's happening far too much where they lose at home. And we're also seeing, cheese graters on the sideline with the Ravens players and the Bears players. And it's just like teams are making a mockery of the Packers. And I would like for somebody to take that a little more personal. I'd like for this Packers team to come with an edge, get ticked off. It seems like us fans are more ticked off than the players. I mean, this is pathetic what we saw Saturday night. I mean, their teams and fans and people are making a mockery of the Green Bay Packers, and now it's up to them to, turn the tide a little bit. This is getting pathetic. I don't have personally no confidence and faith in this team in the playoffs. I hope they prove me wrong, but that's where I'm at personally to describe this team this season.
Mo, great call. I think you make some valid points. I think the stat was that Mike Holmgren lost 5 home games in the entirety of his Packers tenure. I will fact check that, but obviously that is true. I have some breaking news from the YouTube comments.
Uh-oh.
For those of you that listen to the show and you hear the beginning of the show where we have our long discussion about our names being dead, allegedly, now again, I can't fact check this. I'm not asking for identification. We have a 12-year-old in our ESPN Milwaukee YouTube chat, and his name is Mark.
Oh, I love it.
Mark is making a comeback.
Let's go.
Might be the youngest Mark I've seen in a very long time.
Can we potentially bring him on the show? We could have a
So,
Mark and Mark
again,
segment?
there aren't a lot of guardrails
That's
for
the
YouTube.
tricky part. Yeah.
So I guess I can't. We'd have to go through some vetting.
Can he sub for me tomorrow? Can Mark sub for me tomorrow?
He's off of school, right?
Yeah,
It's
indeed.
true. No school.
Indeed. Let's get to another call. Let's go from discussing a Mark to talking to a Jason. Let's go to Jason in Wauwatosa. Jason, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. I'm guessing you're not 12.
No, Jason, unfortunately, I'm even older than you, I think. So I'm of that. And I have a brother-in-law named Mark, if that helps.
Nice!
What a
you guys
crew.
could do your own show.
Yeah. Well, I think us Jasons need to stick together. But
Amen
no,
to that.
You are correct. There are fewer and fewer. Although I also have a son-in-law named Jason, so we keep it in a little bit in the picture.
Is he your only son-in-law? I don't know how many daughters you have. Is he your only son-in-law?
No, I also have an Andy. So
okay. So do you treat him better?
You know any Jessies that could cut some LaFleur audio clips?
I do not know any Jessies.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to derail you, Jason. Your thoughts, the floor is yours.
Well, so Jason, based on things you've reported, and I think other reporters who cover the team, it's my understanding that the consensus is that probably Rashawn Gary and Elton Jenkins won't be on the Packers roster in 2026. And correct me if I'm wrong on that.
No, I think you're probably right.
I mean, I don't think you're the only one reporting it, or you're not breaking news. I think it's pretty clear with Rashawn and given their contracts and everything. But I heard I think Mo just talked about immaturity and stuff. My understanding is that once Rashawn Gary and Elton Jenkins are off the roster, there will be exactly one player from the 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021 drafts on the Packers roster, and that's Jordan Love. And my question to you guys is that by design that they're always trying to be young, or what? Because that's 4 of Goody's first 8 drafts, and I don't see the veteran presence that we talked about, the lack of all Pro Bowl players and stuff. It seems like, I don't know if it's designed to be young every year or what, but to just have one player from those 4 drafts on the roster, that seems light to me. I mean, Jordan Love is great, but I don't think you could do it alone. And it kind of reminds me like when we had Aaron Rodgers late stages, we got the quarterback set and a bunch of young guys around him. I don't know. I would love to hear your guys' input on why we don't have guys from the drafts and we're just trying to stay young, or what the purpose is.
Yeah, and you can expand it one more year, and you only get to add one more player. Isaiah McDuffie is the only one left from the 2021 class. So, and again, I haven't done the math on the other 31 drafts, right? I'm sure that there are, or 31 other teams. I'm sure there are other teams that don't have a lot of pieces from those drafts either. But again, for a draft and develop, the whole idea is to get those guys and then have them be good enough that you want to re-sign them. The 2022 class, to your point, they have obviously extended Christian Watson by a year, so he is under contract, and they extended Zach Tom. But that draft class, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt is under contract with a fifth-year option. Quay Walker, Sean Ryan, Romeo Dobbs, Kingsley Enagbare, Rasheed Walker, all free agents after this season. And I'm not sure who among them will be re-signed there. Again, this is part of the chicken and the egg of, is the coaching not good enough? Is the approach to roster building, are they too young? All these things happen when you lose games and you put yourself in the position they're in again, where they're going to be the 7th seed. You don't kick it away in Chicago. You're playing for all kinds of things. Maybe the focus is better on Saturday night against the Ravens, and the conversation is different. But as Tausch so eloquently put it earlier, ifs and buts, candy and nuts, it'd be Christmas all year long. That's not where they're at. And so, Tausch, as the Goody Stan, how do you respond to Jason's point about the draft classes if both Elton and Rashawn Gary are gone after the season?
Yeah, the draft class hasn't been good enough. I think for a lot of us, and when you look at where this team is in this roster, his 23 class has obviously been dynamite. He's got a ton of really good players, but they still have to continue to improve and showcase where they're at. That's the Tucker Kraft and that group. But the point Jason just brought up, there to answer the question, I'm always amazed when I see a Dallas Cowboys trade Micah Parsons. You draft a guy and he turns out to be the guy you hope. You want to pay a player like that. That means you're right. Mm-hmm. That means you're right. Don't take an L when you're right. I'm always amazed. I'll take W's when I'm wrong. And we got guys taking L's when they're right. No, I'm serious.
That may be the truest thing you've ever said about yourself.
I don't understand. And Goody, if Goody's getting it right, he wants to pay guys. And by the way, when he has been right, Zach Tom, he pays him, right? Elton Jenkins, he paid. He paid Zach Tom?
Yeah, he did. And he also paid Rashawn Gary. Was he right about that? He's been wrong twice on him, it would appear.
You just hate Rashawn Gary.
That's what I've heard.
I don't know what else to say.
That's what I've heard.
But I don't. So he has not drafted well enough to continue to restock this way, and that is why you go out and get Micah. That's why you go out and sign Hobbs, who it's just not worked. It has not worked. No. Okay, he played a lot, and I think he got hurt again. It hadn't worked. And then you start looking at the O-line. You got to go pay Aaron Banks. So free agency should always be supplemental. And to Goody's point, he doesn't bring in a bunch of old guys. I don't know what he's going to do with Banksy moving forward, but it has not worked. And there's the depth starts showing up, and guys, you can't have one player from that long ago. What year is it? 18, 19, 20, and 21, and he's got one guy that more than likely is going to be on the roster in 26?
Correct.
Not if you're a draft and develop team. So my Goody stand-em, 2026 is going to be a referendum. I don't know where I'm going to go, but if this team loses in the first round again, which is more than, again, depending if we play the Bears, we'll be favored. But this season has not been good enough. This should have been a division-winning team that everybody is thinking could go win a Super Bowl. And up until 3 weeks ago, when Micah got hurt, I felt that way.
I did
now
too.
It's going to take it is going to take a lot to change a lot of people's minds.
You should change your mind about your current bank if you're unhappy. What are you waiting for? Make the switch to Associated Bank, the best customer service in the industry, and they've got the awards to prove it. Whether it's early pay, so you have access to your direct deposit up to 2 days early, whether it's credit monitoring, so you know that your credit's in a great spot for when you want to make a big purchase, like our furniture from Steinhafels. And, of course, fraud protection. I experienced it for myself. They had my back and had my money safe and secure because they've got great customer service. And on top of that, they've got Packers checking, Badgers checking, and Brewers checking. So go to Associated Bank to find out more. More of your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Upgrade to Iron Jock. Available now at ironjock.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Try Helix Sleep's award-winning mattress, now at Steinhafels, 20% off. Visit steinhafels.com to learn more. Better sleep starts now. True freshman Eugene Hilton Jr., one of the latest Wisconsin players to enter the transfer portal per reports. The son of former pro wideout T.Y. Hilton coming in as a 3-star recruit, Hilton posting 8 catches for 91 yards in a season with Bucky, the second pass catcher to enter the portal, with Trech Kekahuna declaring in early December. The transfer portal officially opening January 2nd, a change instituted by the NCAA Division I Committee, the window concluding after the college football quarterfinals for a 15-day period. The legislative change also eliminates the spring transfer portal window for college football.
Add windows and doors to your Christmas list with 0% interest for 24 months. If you're not getting windows from Santa, visit PellaWI.com today.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
The holidays are busy. Meals to make, gifts to wrap, parties to host. When it's finally time to unwind, make it blissful with Carbless. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor with every sip. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. While it may be frozen outside, it's always flawless with Carbless. No guessing and no compromise. So whether you're celebrating with friends, hosting the crew, or relaxing by the fire, bring bliss to your holiday gatherings. Carbless, full of flavor, guilt-free enjoyment.
This December and January, Metro Kia Madison is celebrating the season with 2 incredible year-end offers. Right now, get the 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 72 months, $13.89 per thousand finance. Or choose the 2025 Kia Telluride, now at 0.9% APR for 60 months, only $17.09 per thousand finance. Hurry in because these offers end January 16th. Find your new Kia today at MetroKiaMadison.com. Metro Kia Madison, movement that inspires.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
The Milwaukee Bucks. The Charlotte Hornets.
Bobby Portis tees up a beauty and sticks another three, looking at his bench as he retreats the other way.
Tonight on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Yeah, I think one of his strengths coming out in the draft was he's got a live arm. I mean, the guy it's pretty impressive, the power that he has behind his arm and how far he can throw the football. And yeah, he can make any throw on the planet. I put him up against anybody.
Or discussing backup quarterback Malik Willis.
Oh, I thought it was Tooney.
Who some, maybe we'll go there in the 11 o'clock hour. Maybe we won't. Again, maybe I just don't think properly. Maybe my brain doesn't work the right way. It never crossed my mind.
Or maybe you're not a prisoner of the moment.
Maybe. Nevertheless, we will have to wait and see if there ever develops a quarterback controversy. By the way, from Micah Parsons, a source close
bored. I could tell he's getting bored. He's tweeting a lot.
Source close to Micah Parsons, his name is Micah Parsons, breaking the news, he's having his ACL surgery today.
Good.
So he posted a photo of himself in his hospital gown and the whole deal. So we will have
Is he doing
updates.
it in Green Bay, or is he going somewhere else?
It's a great question. Don't know the answer. Doc McKenzie retired, so I'm not sure.
I saw that.
Is he going to
forced retirement?
Is he going to do a podcast now that he's not playing for the next several months?
Micah?
Yeah.
Or Doc?
Maybe.
Should we
maybe
get Doc
both.
McKenzie to do a once-a-week pod with us?
He certainly has spent a lot of time with both of us.
The doctor is in.
That's what we would call it. You nailed it. Good job, Jesse.
He fixed your plantar fascia pretty quickly.
Jason and Doc McKenzie doing a podcast in a van in a parking lot at whatever high school. That's the move. Yep.
That still might be the most just unbelievable visual that I've ever seen. Hey, boys, Jordan Love busted his hand up. What did he do in training camp? Busted his hand or his thumb?
Yes.
Hold up. Yeah, I'll be in 20 minutes. I got to go head over to Ashwaubenon High. I got to check Wilde's foot. You know, he's been dealing with a little plantar fascia. We'll get back to the quarterback here in about an hour. Well, we got to see if we can practice. No, we get Wilde fixed up and we'll come on by. What a deal, huh?
Turf toe. Let's go to Ron and Sheboygan. Ron, good morning.
I forgot it.
How could you forget?
I forgot.
Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing today?
Your toe's okay now?
I'm great. Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting there. Yeah, that was the doctor is in.
Right. Look,
Tune in next week.
Yeah, I have some numbers to help you and your listeners kind of clarify a couple of things that you did, and then I got to get on to my main point. Number one, in 2025, fourth and less than one conversion rates underneath center quarterback sneak is 80%. Conversion rates out of the shotgun, less than 60. It's like 55% in 2025. That's number one. Number two, Tausch's claim that he just doesn't trust the defense once the injury to Micah Parsons happened. So I did some quick math. Points given up in 13.75 games because Micah got hurt late in the third quarter against Denver. They scored 20 before he got hurt. Then they scored 14 after he got hurt. And then the last two games as well. So I divided it by 13.75 and 2.25. Here's the points against per game. 20.04 with Micah Parsons in the lineup. 38.66 with Micah Parsons not in the lineup per game. So that's just some numbers that you can make of what you will.
Okay.
Now,
a lot of math.
My main point.
Ron, that's a lot of math on a break. That's pretty good.
First of all, it wasn't done on the break, number one. And
well, he had all that time sitting on hold, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So my main point is this, a rhetorical question. Are the Packers going to get to the Super Bowl this year? Probably not. But you know what? That could be said for virtually every single 14 teams in the playoffs this year. Mm-hmm. Probably not. I've been a football fan for 50 years, serious football fan for 50 years. And I can't independently recollect, maybe it's happened, but the playoff teams being so evenly matched in 50 years. They are all, every single one of these 14 teams are extremely flawed, usually on one side of the ball or the other. You can take a look at the 49ers. All you had to do is watch the game last night. That's your potential number 1 and number 2 seeds in the NFC. And to say that the defense is bad would be a compliment because the defense was basically non-existent for either team. You can't go deep in the playoffs with non-existent defense and no pass rush. It's just not going to happen. Seattle, do you really want to pin your Super Bowl hopes on that quarterback?
Sam Darnold.
I don't.
No, you don't. I don't either.
I'm not going to bet my life on Sam Darnold being able to play 3 games in the playoffs without throwing a bunch of picks. The AFC South and the NFC South is out the door. So that leaves Philadelphia and LA.
Yep.
The Philadelphia Eagles went into the Bills Stadium last night, and against a very poor defense. I get the weather and all that, but against a very poor defense, they were only able to put up 13 points. And that quarterback went 0 for 7 in the second half, didn't have a completion in the second half.
Yep.
And newsflash, that's the second time this year that Jalen Hurts has not had a completion in the second half. So their offense is pretty weak. That leaves us with the Los Angeles Rams, and we're going to see tonight. But I'm not impressed with their defense whatsoever. Their defense is also weak. So can the Packers make the Super Bowl? Probably not. But that could be said for every team going into the playoffs. And the Packers may have just enough on both sides of the ball to make a run. Just enough, even with all their injuries, because their defense is okay. It's not been great, but it's okay. It's better than most of the defenses in the playoffs right now. And
I agree with that.
If they get healthy on offense, they're going to light up these defenses. They will light these defenses up in the playoffs. So, again, are they going to make the playoff? Or are they going to make the Super Bowl? Probably not. But they have a better chance than most fans think they do. So I appreciate your time, guys.
Now they have to figure out who their starting quarterback will be.
Jesse, I'm going to say this. Bookmark Ron's call because it's how I feel. I feel very similar. I don't want to play the Rams or Eagles. Everybody else, and by the way, the Rams are more than likely going to play the Eagles, and one of those teams is bye-bye. They're bye-bye.
Yep.
And if we do find a way to go Chicago-San Fran, which is more than likely going to be how this thing shakes out for Green Bay if they win, I love both those matchups. And all of a sudden you're looking, everything will have to be on the road, which is, not great. But if it's the Rams, you're going to have 50% of the crowd out there. So it's not as crazy because we're coming off of a brutal performance. And when Ron says our defense on Saturday we ain't beating anybody. We beat the Raiders and that's it. We're losing to every other team in the league if we play like that. But that doesn't mean we're going to play like that this week or for certain against Chicago. So I am agreeing. I think Ron brought up some great points. And Jesse, if and when we make the NFC Championship game, run that call back because Ron will look like a prophet.
Yeah, but can he tell us about Tito's vodka the way you can, since you guys are on the same page?
Well, we got the Tito's Bowl coming up in Minnesota this weekend. I think Ron could. I don't know what Ron loves, but if he loves a good cocktail, I'm guessing Tito's will be in it. It's my go-to. It's made in Austin, Texas, and with the holidays, I went cranberry. That's what I liked having. Again, till we get about to middle of January, that's Tito's and cranberry is what I like. You can like whatever you like, but I do know this. Tito's makes great drinks, whatever your concoction is with it. And they love giving back to the community, partnering with nonprofits, and doing real good, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make it with Tito's handmade vodka, crafted to be savored responsibly.
The 11 o'clock hour starts late, and it starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. Well, I've told you for a while about how much I love Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and it's especially great around the holidays. Here's the winning play of the season. Pizza Hut's Triple Treat Box is back. 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and a dessert starting at just $19.99. Feed your crew before the game, after the game, or while you watch. The Triple Treat Box, only at Pizza Hut. Order now at pizzahut.com and on the Pizza Hut app. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Wisconsin Volleyball National Champion Devin Robinson. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. The Green Bay Packers will be the 7 seed for the third straight year in the NFC playoffs. Packers falling 41-24 to the Baltimore Ravens Saturday night at Lambeau Field, and that paired with some of the results on Sunday lock in the Packers as the 7 seed, regardless of what happens in Week 18 when they visit the Vikings. By the way, kickoff for that game announced noon on Sunday on CBS for the Packers and Vikings in the regular season finale. Green Bay will face either the division rival Chicago Bears or the Philadelphia Eagles in round 1 of the playoffs. That'll be determined in Week 18 as well. The Bears taking on the Detroit Lions, the Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders. Lots to react to from Derrick Henry's 4-touchdown night, Malik Willis's great performance until he left the game with an injury, all day long here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and that includes with more Wilde and Tausch coming up right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Let's get a couple of calls in here. 844-770-3776. You can text. These will be the last 2 calls because I worked very hard clipping audio clips. I'd like to get to some of those. Let's go to Scott and Cudahy first. Scott, good morning. Thanks for holding on, buddy.
What do you if you go through all that work to cut those audio clips and then you don't even end up using them? That'd be frustrating.
Well, the good news for you is you don't have to feel that way. Let's talk to Scott and Cudahy. Scott, good morning. How you doing?
Oh, God, where do I start? A lot of things. Okay, a lot of things. Injuries, officiating. You guys might not like this, but the training staff, why are all these Packers players getting injured? The main thing is next down, next person up, next man up. We don't have a next person. We don't have a next man up. When we lost Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft, things took a major dive down. Okay? My question to you is, who is the next man up? Who is supposed to step up? Do we have anybody that's supposed to step up? You go back to the past with Reggie White. He was our motivator. He's the one that got everybody. There is no rally person. on this team. No one that is stepping up, and that's what worries me. It's just been a travesty. I got to say though, I really enjoyed last night's game with San Francisco and Chicago. I love seeing the Bears lose, and I think the Packers should take some notes from last night's game about the way San Francisco handled Chicago, and maybe use that when they play them, on Sunday. But my question is, okay, who really is supposed to be the next person up? When we lost Micah Parsons, who's supposed to step up, and why haven't they? And if you're going past this and into the future, into the draft, we need to address the edge rusher position. That's the main point, and possibly the secondary.
Well, and you don't have a first-round pick the next 2 years because you traded for Micah Parsons. Thanks for the call, Scott. I would say this. From a performance standpoint, Rashawn Gary is a number 12 overall pick in 2019, the same pick that the Dallas Cowboys used 2 years later on Micah Parsons. So the expectation is for him to elevate his game. And I do not want to keep this Rashawn Gary pinata going. But after losing him, I think it was reasonable to expect your other highly paid edge rusher to elevate his game. That did not happen. From the tight end perspective, look, Luke Musgrave is not Tucker Kraft. But Luke Musgrave was drafted a round ahead of Tucker Kraft, and he has had some moments, but he's not the same player. So, no, look, I understand Scott's point, Tausch. But you're talking about two guys that are among the best in the entire league at their position. You're not going to have somebody who can fill that void. Now, from an emotional and from a leadership and an energy standpoint, I think that's a more interesting question, because one thing that Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft did, in addition to being great players, is they were energy guys. Tucker Kraft doing that kip up when he's on his back. Yep. The way Micah Parsons goes 1,000 miles an hour on every single snap. Wasn't getting holding calls because he wouldn't flop because he was still trying and straining the way he was.
Yeah, Rashawn Gary tried to get a flop call the other day too.
Mm-hmm. I'm just, not only are they great players, but they were energy guys, and I think Scott has a valid point that not only did they lose their production, but they kind of lost their examples as well.
Yeah, the tight end spot's been brutal since Tucker got hurt. Now, you could say, well, Musgrave's done this. He made a couple of catches. They don't want him blocking. He still has got a little fawniness to him when he catches a ball. It just hasn't worked. And that happens, but it hasn't worked. It hasn't. And this is where, when you, especially in year 3, this is where you should be popping. And he has not shown any signs to me that that's going to be the case. And that's nothing. I think he's a really good athlete, straight line. There's just the spatial awareness part of it. There's something off, and I hope that he can flip that around. But the depth, you're never going to replace Micah. Cowboys are finding that out. You're never going to replace Tucker. They're both elite players at their position. But the lack of production even close to, I'm not asking you to produce like those guys. That's not fair. The drop-off has been too much. Mm-hmm. And I think that's part of the reason. Obviously we should have beat the Bears, but Baltimore, it wasn't even, the way our defense played, that wasn't even, I can't say anything positive about that performance.
No, you can't. All right, let's take one last call. We'll take it from Sam in Kenosha. Sam, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How you doing?
Good, and thank you for your service cutting of those clips, Jason.
You're welcome. Didn't they sound great?
Yeah. Ron kind of stole my idea there, but doing the best Tausch impersonation. I'm not saying, but I'm saying, or I see the path where, even with all those numbers he put out there, that we held the Bears to 9 points all the way up to the 2-minute warning. So if we catch them in the first round, I feel pretty confident there. And then, the toss-up between Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy or the 49ers and playing the 1 seed, whoever wins that. But,
Brock
the best
Purdy
part
looked pretty
is,
good last
as
night.
long as we... Yeah, but their defense gave up all those points.
Their defense is
the
brutal.
Bears.
Agreed. You guys are right.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then just like Tausch said, between the Eagles and Rams, as long as they're the 3 seed, one of them is going to get knocked out right away. So if we make it to an NFC Championship game, even with how terrible these 3 weeks have gone, I see a pretty good path. Obviously you have to limit the mistakes, which we haven't done all year, but definitely see the path, and that'll definitely change how we're feeling now to back to where we were like 3 weeks ago.
Nice. I like the positivity. I like it.
It's not
Sam, thanks for the call.
Jason, thanks for the call, Sam. It's not crazy.
No, I don't think it's
now,
crazy.
Is it a
Unlikely.
smidge delusional on 12/29? Yes. Yes. But I'm telling you, just look around this league. Pittsburgh goes from, boy, they're going to get a home playoff game and have a chance to maybe make some hay in the AFC, to losing to the Browns, and now it's like, well, this will be Rodgers' last game, and then Tomlin's going to be gone. This is how this works. And if you can,
League comes at you fast.
So if you can go up and play in a very important game up at the stadium up in Minnesota, like if you can just get some good vibes out of that ball game that Jason's going to be attending with his family.
Channel 3000
Great.
Bowl. The
Channel 3000 Bowl, where I'm going to need to drink a gallon of Tito's to make it interesting. Jason's just going to go because he loves it. What? That's not a shot. It's reality.
Tito's is great. So is channel3000.com.
Absolutely.
Just enjoy it responsibly, would you?
100%. And if you can win that game and then go win a playoff game in Chicago, I am telling you, I'll remember this always. We played Philly, and I don't know where everybody's mind. We had much more positive vibes in 2010-11. But some people put signs up in that little atrium area when we'd walk out back in the old days when we had parking lot outside yet. And you just kind of started seeing the signs building and building. It's like people are starting to believe. You get more people. It starts off with like 2 signs. And then all of a sudden you look up and it's like 8 signs. And then all of a sudden you got like 12 signs. And then all of a sudden every window is covered with signs. And those signs lead you to think, well, maybe this ain't crazy. Maybe we ain't crazy. That's what can happen here. Now, the same thing could also happen where the Bears throw up 40 points on us and we say this defense stinks. I don't know what the hell happened. We need a reboot. I don't know what's going to happen. They got all these beat guys talking about the coaching staff and thinking Malik Willis should be the quarterback. That's how this goes. That's how critical that game in Chicago or Philly will be.
Were those windows with the signs Pella windows?
Of course. Well, if they weren't, they should be, and that's where it would be with me. Ensure your home remains comfortable during this brutal post-holiday winter. Santa's magical. His elves, they are not qualified to build Pella windows and doors, but Pellas do. They install year-round and can finish installation as little as a day and pay 0 interest for up to 24 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. But hurry up. This deal ends in 2 days, December 31st. So schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions do apply. See the showroom for details.
There's 29 minutes left in the show. We have 3 segments left in the program.
How is that possible?
No idea. None.
I'm not blaming me today either.
Of course
Normally
you're
I
not.
blame me. Jesse, you're blaming me?
Normally I blame me, quote. More Wilde and Tausch, not Tausch's fault. Next.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, wishing you and your loved ones a happy holiday season from Grassland Dairy. Well, as you gather with friends and family to celebrate the season, remember that no holiday spread is complete without the pure and delicious taste of Grassland butter on your table. For toast, pancakes, dinner rolls, and everything in between, Grassland butter is the gift that keeps on giving. Grassland Dairy, again, extends a huge thank you to all of the hardworking dairy farmers across the state of Wisconsin. Without them producing such high-quality ingredients, Grassland would not be able to deliver that pure and delicious flavor on your table that we've all come to know and love. Thank you, farmers, and thank you, Wisconsin, from Grassland Dairy. Butter better with better butter. Since 1904, there's no better product and no better taste than Grassland butter. Happy holidays from Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations.
Tennessee faces Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Then it's USC TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. It's bowl season, and it continues Tuesday on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
And not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only, and you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
All right, so let's get to the elephant in the room, or whatever this is. Look, you guys know this. I am uncomfortable. I think I'm pretty respectful of criticizing players. I don't think I do it in an unfair way, generally speaking.
By the way, I totally agree with you. I think you're very fair about that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
You bet.
Even though earlier in the show you said that I hate Rashawn Gary. So I try to also not critique my colleagues, and again, maybe this is just, hey, there's fans that think this, so we're gonna ask. This never, like, very rarely does something get asked in a press conference where I think, God, I never thought to ask that. Yesterday was different. Here is the Matt LaFleur press conference. Jesse, thanks for getting this audio ready.
Great
should
job,
be in video
Jesse.
form, too.
What are you eating back there?
Dunker.
Oh, my God.
Good stuff.
Here's Matt LaFleur discussing his quarterback controversy.
You have to find a way to get a guy who's playing that way on the field.
I mean, I think everything's up for discussion.
It's hard to ignore the way that he is playing. Is there any consideration that he might give you a better chance to win right now than Jordan?
Yeah, I think, guys, I want to pump the brakes on all that stuff. I think Jordan Love is playing some pretty high-level football, and it's great that we feel the same about Malik in his ability to go in there. And, you know, I thought he's had two really back-to-back outstanding performances. So we're in a good spot with that position. Certainly have a lot of confidence in both of those guys, but I mean, it's pretty clear that Jordan is our franchise quarterback, and he is going to be when he is healthy, he's going to be our starter. So I just want to squash all that.
What is it about Jordan, especially playing at a high level, that gives you that better chance to win in your evaluation?
Well, I just think that, I mean, his body of work throughout the course of 3 years, especially I think this season, I think he's taken his game to another level. So, and that's not to discount anything. I mean, like I said, we got a lot of faith and confidence in Malik, and he's done a lot of great things, but that's a good problem when you have two guys that you're really confident in.
Tausch.
What did you ask? That was you. Next.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. I did change the subject. I changed the subject there to the crappy run defense. I believe that's me saying you coached Derrick Henry. Other than him being great, why the hell couldn't you stop him?
That is what I wanted to know.
Well,
listen.
Hey, listen tomorrow when you're not on.
Okay,
we'll play
Here's
that tomorrow.
what I would say. You guys have a job to do, and you are the conduit to the fans. Malik Willis has played really good football, but everybody knows that Jordan Love is the starting quarterback. It's one thing if Jordan had just played 3 crap games, had a concussion, and then Malik does that. None of that is actually what happened, though.
No.
So that's where I don't get that. That's talk radio stuff. That's what that is. And that's stuff that when you have 3 hours and you're talking and fans call in, fans say that. It's a question that obviously they felt like they needed. And I want to give LaFleur a ton of credit. I think he answered it great.
He did.
He was very respectful of Malik. He could have just said that's a clown question, bro, and done like Bryce Harper did.
Yeah.
Which would have been really funny. And by the way, would have gotten a ton of clicks. It would have been fantastic. But I don't necessarily think, like, if you want to ask that question, great. I think it's more of a sports talk question than it is a podium question. But you got a really good answer, which is what you always say.
Yeah,
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
I thought Matt LaFleur gave a fantastic answer and gave clarity to a situation that I didn't think needed to be clarified, if that makes any sense. But that's coming from me.
Yeah, very well said. I think that you just did for me.
Jason Homer asked that same question. I literally squashed it and said, no, I'm not. I was literally ready to hang up and click off the postgame show.
Did you say that's a clown question, bro?
God, that's such.
I should have. I wasn't thinking clearly enough at that point in the show, so no.
Oh, because you drank a gallon of Tito. No, wait, that's this Sunday.
No, that's to watch this bowl game.
Channel 3000 bowl.
This is going to be. I'm going to just give our bosses, everybody. This will be my shortest post game. This will be my shortest appearance I've ever done. It's going to be 3 reads and a bounce. Boop, boop, bounce.
We're going to bounce into the next commercial break. We'll have a very abbreviated Whoa Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and your seat at the table just got better at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Return to Hard Rock Casino Rockford's high-limit room, where the odds are in your favor. With enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer stands on soft 17, you'll enjoy better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high-limit action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Visit the high-limit room and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Tennessee faces Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Then it's USC-TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. It's bowl season, and it continues Tuesday on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Ben Brust here, and let's cut the crap. I've been sold the lie with sportswear too. You pay a fortune for big name gear, a fancy logo, and a slogan, and it still stinks. Then I found Iron Jock, and now it's all I wear. It's built on science. Their silver ion technology is woven right into the fabric. It kills 99.9% of odor-causing bacteria, and it never washes out, ever. Get yours today at ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
If you're still hunting for that perfect holiday gift, trust me, go see Jim at Condon Jewelers. They've got the best gold prices in town so your budget goes further and your gift looks way more impressive under the tree. And hey, holiday shopping can be stressful. If you've picked out the wrong gift, don't worry. Jim and the team at Condon will help you bring it back and find the right one. No pressure, no hassle. Just the kind of help you wish every store offered this time of the year. So make it easy on yourself and make it unforgettable for them. See Jim at Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch back with you. Time now for an abbreviated Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, Jesse, if I may, can I jump in?
Yeah,
before you start?
Your last show of 2025. You take us where you want to go.
So I ended up watching the game on Peacock. Still stuck to my deal. Didn't jump in and get a subscription. I'm not going to get into how and what and how it all played out. So I'm not going to give myself up with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Peacock puts on a blanky performance. They don't tell you there's flags. I literally text Jesse to find out if they threw a flag for one of the plays because I thought they auto-reviewed a penalty. They did a review on Peacock doesn't even say when there's a flag. Like I thought it was just a blank. And again, I am going to put my cards on the table. I don't like Peacock.
No, get out of here.
I thought they did a really blank job, but I think Blackledge is a really good analyst. Yeah. I think he did a really good job.
And he leaves the bathroom stinky.
Did you run into him, Jason?
Jason, did you run into Blackledge?
I did not.
They didn't say when there's flags. They didn't show replays when stuff happened. I thought it was just a bad performance. Go ahead, Jay. Can you believe I had to text Jesse to ask if there was a flag on the field?
No. Yes, I can believe you had to ask because I was at the game. I don't know where Jesse saw that flag because I was looking for it too. I didn't see it either.
Did they auto-review a penalty without?
That flag was out. It was out. I had a great view from 127.
It's possible I didn't see it.
Might have had some Coors Light vision going on, but I'm pretty sure I saw that flag come out right away.
Little CLV for JL.
Before I saw your text to our group, I was wondering the exact same thing. Did they just sneakily review this and change the call? I can't remember. That wasn't the. My favorite was when the Packers got called for 12 men on the field when they had 11.
And they only had 11.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I'd never seen that before.
And Matt LaFleur rightfully lost his blank over that.
Yeah, he should have. That's emotions be damned on that one.
Yeah, that was not a good look for that
officiating. And for the record, there were some folks complaining. And listen, I am the LaFleur. When he screws up, I'm on him.
You have been very critical when deserved. Yep.
Him challenging that play before the 2-minute warning was smart.
Yes.
Like everybody's.
Yes.
Please stop with the. You don't do this. You don't get to challenge after 2 minutes.
Right,
the game is probably over. You might catch a break, and you stop the clock before the 2-minute drill. I just hate when pros put dumb tweets out. And then don't correct themselves. They triple down. Like, it was dumb.
Yeah.
Like, it was a smart challenge. It didn't work. You still ended up almost getting the ball. Like, come on, man. I started post game right after that, by the way, too. We started early, which I don't like doing after a drubbing like that, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, imagine how soon you'll start it after the Channel 3000 Bowl. Whoa, Nelly.
Is there a way with the... Can we do the pregame show or the postgame show right after the pregame show?
Like 12:05, you want to start the postgame show?
You're such a good teammate until you're not.
But no, I'm raving about it for you. I'm saying for me. Yeah, I should be better.
I'm raving about the game for you.
Jason, on Friday, after I take my little hiatus, I will come up with more storylines, but it's going to be fake. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I appreciate you being authentic about your inauthenticity.
It's going to be complete fake because this game is a nothing burger. I apologize saying that out loud, but it is.
Whoa, Nelly! Channel 3000 Bowl, Packers Vikings, Sunday at noon on CBS.
I think is there any way they could put that in the 8:30 window? Get that thing started at 8:30.
What makes me mad is that's a really funny line, and I would love to laugh at it, but I can't.
Well, and Jason, you'd actually like it to start at 8:30 because you could go do more stuff after the game.
Can we move the game to Dublin?
No. Keep it in Minnesota, but why not? We're always looking for these new. And by the way, does everybody now understand why 18 games is just more of a disastrous idea?
Yeah,
there's multiple winner-take-all games this week. ESPN has an amazing Saturday doubleheader.
They do have a good one.
Does not include the Packers.
Nope, thought they might. Good thing they didn't.
Whoa, Nelly!
Tausch, since
let's move this game. Let's move this game to Friday. Let's get the Vikings to their post a little bit earlier. I think you got to start looking at new windows here. Pella
from Pella.
You want to play January 2nd? What time on Friday? 5 o'clock. That work well for you?
Yeah.
8:30.
Yeah, happy hour game. It could be a happy hour game. A happy hour starter.
That's it for Whoa Nelly.
Yeah, I had a good question for Tausch, too. That's too bad.
What was it?
Have to save it for
What was it?
Friday.
Which team, looking back on 2025, which team brought you the most joy to watch in Wisconsin sports this year?
The Brewers.
Yep.
Not even sure it's especially
Well,
close.
I'll say this. The Packers after the Lions game. The first one.
Had the Badgers played in Milwaukee and gone to the Final Four instead of playing a road game against BYU, that would have been the answer. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Another heading to the portal. True freshman Eugene Hilton Jr., one of the latest Wisconsin players to enter the transfer portal per reports. The son of former pro wideout T.Y. Hilton coming in as a 3-star recruit, Hilton posting 8 catches for 91 yards in his season with Bucky, the second pass catcher to enter the portal, with Trechke Kahuna declaring in early December. The transfer portal officially opening January 2nd, a change instituted by the NCAA Division I committee. The window concluding after the college football quarterfinals for a 15-day period.
Add windows and doors to your Christmas list with 0% interest for 24 months. If you're not getting windows from Santa, visit PellaWI.com today.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Ho, my back.
Santa?
Ho, Gina Dello from Pella. You've been a good girl this year.
Is that why you're in here building new windows?
Santa's doing OT.
Let me make a call.
Frighteningly fast Pella team at your service. Let us take it from here, Mr. Claus. And Gina, next time.
I know. Ask for a Pella gift card. Right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% interest for 24 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 12/31/2025.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season, get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
This season, the Bucs are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucs podcast, narrated by Bucs legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucs on the Bucs Plus audio network. Behind the Bucs is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucs.com/plus, the Bucs app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, it's Jim Rutledge, and if you're like me, you want to look good, feel good, and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health. Whether it's recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in, Dr. Nestor Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now, they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym, it's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more.
Tennessee faces Illinois in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl. Then it's USC TCU in the Valero Alamo Bowl. It's bowl season, and it continues Tuesday on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
Say don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show you something.
Another one of our favorites from our royalty-free playlist.
Very
right.
provocative free music 8.
So we will talk to you again on Friday, Tausch.
Yep, I'll be back.
And I may be on the road to Minnesota for this must-win game against the Minnesota Vikings, which it is a must-win game for you two knuckleheads to be able to cash your ticket at Hard Rock Casino
That's a
Rockford.
fair. Now that's something that I haven't really sold this on yet.
That is the big
All right, now you're
storyline for
starting.
the game. That is it.
For us, yeah, selfishly, that's a great storyline.
All right, we will be on tomorrow, just without old boy. We'll have Gabe Neitzlin as our cousin sub of the day. We'll talk to Evan Cohen. Jesse is negotiating with Brian Bulaga.
I got
to see
just
if
wait,
he has time.
Jason. I know we got to go, but hold up. Take a look at the beautiful little doggy.
Hi, Max.
Oh, little Augie, the doggy. Look at that
Does he have a
little
cast on his paw?
No, that's a whole nother story. He's not a big
Sorry,
fan.
we're out of time.
Augie.
Oh, that cute little Augie.
You're a good boy.
Augie the dog.
Oh, my
What a
God.
good boy. As he won't stay with me for more than 10 seconds. All right, we're not getting a dog. That's fair enough.
No!
Oh!
All right, we got to go. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full